الحمد لله رب العالمين. الحمد لله حمدا كثيرا طيبا مباركا فيه ملء السماوات وملء الأرض وملء ما بينهما وملء ما شاء ربنا من شيء بعد. أهل الثناء والمجد أحق ما قال العبد وكلنا لك عبد. اللهم لا مانع لما أعطيت ولا معطي لما منعت ولا ينفع ذا الجد منك الجد. وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له، وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله وصفيه من خلقه وخليله. بلغ الرسالة وأدى الأمانة ونصح الأمة وكشف الله به الغمة وجاهد في سبيل ربه حتى أتاه اليقين. اللهم ارزه عنا وعن والدينا وعن الإسلام والمسلمين خير ما جازيت به نبيا عن قومه ورسولا عن أمته. اللهم أحينا على سنته وتوفنا على ملته وأوردنا حوضه واسقنا من يده الشريفة شربة هنيئة لا نظمأ بعدها أبدا. اللهم اجمع بيننا وبينه كما آمنا به ولم نره، ولا تفرق بيننا وبينه حتى تدخلنا مدخله. ثم أما بعد. My dear respected brothers and sisters, today I just want to talk to you about the crisis of the Muslims in Myanmar, known as the Rohingya Muslim. Remembering the hadith of the Prophet ﷺ when he looked at Al-Kaaba and he addressed Al-Kaaba and talked to Al-Kaaba, saying that how holy and sanctified you in the eyes of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and the life of every believer has more sanctity than you do. The sanctity of lives is extremely important and significant in Islam. As we all know, Al-Quran says, whoever takes one life, it's as if he took the life of the entire world, and whoever saves one life, it's as if he saved the entire world. While Muslims were gathering in Mecca and Medina, making tawaf around Al-Kaaba, our Muslim brothers and sisters in Myanmar were suffering what is described as genocide and ethnic cleansing by the United Nations and by so many other observers. This is the textbook for genocide, according to many Nobel Prize winners. It's not only Muslims who are saying this is genocide. The United Nations, even Pope Francis, the US ambassador to the United Nations, they all called Myanmar to stop this genocide. The problem is that the army ruling there, they even deny the existence of the Rohingya Muslim there. They say, although Bengalis, there's no Rohingya Muslims there. 150,000 Muslim brothers and sisters and families, young children, men and women, have fled to Bangladesh since August 25th, while we're getting ready for Eid al-Adha. People crossing rivers, barely keeping their heads above the water to save their children, holding them up to cross rivers to be able to get access to a new country, Bangladesh. It's a Muslim country. There are 400,000 are waiting in forests to get access to this Muslim country, Bangladesh. Unfortunately, the government there is not cooperating very well. They have enough people, enough crises, enough problems, and they don't want to welcome newcomers. Hundreds of thousands of women have been raped. Hometowns have been burned down to ashes. And these people, Muslims, the Rohingya Muslim in Myanmar, they are indigenous citizens there. They live there forever. And all of a sudden, their citizenship has been taken from them since 1982. They are not considered citizens, and they became a big problem. And the army, unfortunately, with the help of Buddhist monks, are persecuting them consistently and systematically. Another important or interesting point, but we always say that terrorism does not know any race or religion or culture. In the name of Buddhism, which is supposed to be a set of ethical values and spiritual practices, now these Buddhist monks are considering this self-defense, and they justify all these heinous acts against the small Muslim minority there. Almost 1 million Muslims living in Myanmar. Time magazine called this the face of Buddhist terrorism. Nobody hears about what's happening in Central Africa. There's a country called Central Africa, where Muslims also being burned alive by Christian militias. We as Muslims, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala told us to stand firm for what is right, for what is just. Even if it is against ourselves, our parents, our family, our tribe, we have to always stand for what is right. Whether the victim or the perpetrator is one of us, or consider himself one of us. We as Muslims always condemn violence and violation of human rights. Most of the time it is selfishness. It's not necessarily because they are Muslims, because we have seen people from all different religious backgrounds are committing the same atrocities against minorities. And if you look at the big countries, influential countries in the world, China, for example, which has the largest business in Myanmar, are not putting any pressure on Myanmar to stop this genocide, simply because they are interested in building the Silk Road initiative, to have access to the Indian Ocean. Big Western countries are not putting any pressure on the government there. It's supposedly democratic, but it's ruled by military generals. Why? Because they also have their own interest in the abundant natural resources in Myanmar. When there is interest, then they turn blind eye to this violation of human rights, basic human rights. People have been persecuted, women have been raped, and they're pushed out. And before that, for years, they have been actually pushed into what's known as the largest open prison in the world. When they put Muslims in these big camps that reminds us of the concentration camps of the Nazis. UN relief organizations are not allowed to go there and to provide food and water and medicine for them. And as I said, they deny the existence of the Rohingya Muslim there. It's a horrible situation, and because they are a very small minority, nobody is speaking on their behalf. Nobody is defending them. Nobody is putting pressure on these corrupt regimes, brutal regimes, to stop this genocide. There are people like us, like our families, have no country, nowhere to go. And I'm sure you have seen some pictures and videos online of the pain and the suffering they are going through. Those who are fortunate enough to stay alive. All kind of wounds, all kind of weapons have been used. Bullets, knives, burning them, raping them. And nobody is speaking on their behalf. Nobody is doing anything to stop this genocide. So brothers and sisters, I don't have to remind you of the rights of your Muslim brothers and sisters. The entire world know what's going on. All media outlets have covered the story there. There's a very nice coverage of ABC, nighttime coverage of what's going on there. All human rights organizations are condemning what's happening there, but no actions have been taken. No enough pressure has been placed on this government. As we all know that they have right upon us. And as we enjoy our freedom, our prosperity here in this country, we must ethically and religiously use these privileges to do our best to speak on behalf of these Muslims, not only because they are Muslims, but they are human beings before anything else. Before anything else, they are human beings. They have every right to live in their own country, enjoy citizenship. This is not what's happening. Only Indonesia, Malaysia, and Bangladesh are speaking against this, simply because they don't want more immigrants to come to them. It's not for God's sake. They don't need more citizens to come to their place. The only country that voiced a clear concern is Turkey. India, unfortunately, the government of India, they sided with Myanmar government, the military government. And the Prime Minister of India actually visited Myanmar, and he aligned himself with the regime there. It has been said that there are stories because that led to this kind of hatred. Part of which that people of Myanmar took the side of Japan in World War II, and Muslims there took the side of the British because the British actually were occupying India, and many Indian Muslims work there. So they consider Muslims there in Myanmar as the enemies who sided with the British. But we also know that Islam came to this part of the world, Myanmar, in the time of Harun al-Rashid in 1450 something. And since then, Muslims lived there as citizens. It is known today as the most persecuted minority in the world. The most persecuted minority in the entire world. So brothers and sisters, my message today is very simple, that we have to include them in our dua. This is the most important thing. And on your way out, inshallah, we'll find this brochure at 2 faces here that gives you some facts and what we need to do. And it takes a few minutes for you to do the suggestions in this brochure here. Burma Task Force is one of the leading organizations, and many Muslim organizations are supporting because they are taking the lead in promoting the right of Rohingya Muslims. So they have been doing a wonderful job, and CARE, MAS, ISNA, MUNA, and so many other organizations, including MMCC, Imam's Council, are supporting the effort of this organization. So take some time to visit their website and to see how can you help. Donation is one thing, but importantly, we need to be active. We need to voice our opinion. We need to speak on behalf of those who have nothing to eat or to feed their children, have nowhere to go. Those who are waiting in the forest for the borders of Bangladesh to open. And even when they are in, they are living in a very difficult situations. So we have to speak on their behalf. Use the blessings Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has blessed us with to defend them and to speak on their behalf. So when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala asks you, what did you do? Say, Allah, I've done what I could do. So on your way out, please remember to take this brochure and to spend some time doing something on behalf of those who are voiceless. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala protect all of us, and may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala heal the wounds of this ummah, and may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala unite our hearts, and may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala use us to serve justice. أقول قولي هذا وأستغفر الله العظيم لي ولكم فاستغفروه. الحمد لله رب العالمين، الحمد لله حمدا كثيرا طيبا مباركا فيه كما يحب ربنا ويرضى. يا ربي لك الحمد كما ينبغي جلال وجهك وعظيم سلطانك، وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له، وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله. إن الله وملائكته يصلون على النبي يا أيها الذين آمنوا صلوا عليه وسلموا تسليما. اللهم صل على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما صليت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم، وبارك على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما باركت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم في العالمين إنك حميد مجيد. عباد الله اتقوا الله وأطيعوه، إن الله يأمر بالعدل والإحسان وإيتاء ذي القربى وينهى عن الفحشاء والمنكر والبغي يعظكم لعلكم تذكرون. اذكروا الله يذكركم واشكروه على نعمه يزدكم ولذكر الله أكبر والله يعلم ما تصنعون. اللهم إنا نسألك الهدى والتقى والعفاف والغنى. اللهم إنا نسألك رزقا طيبا وعملا متقبلا. اللهم أصلح لنا ديننا الذي هو عصمة أمرنا، وأصلح لنا دنيانا التي فيها معاشنا، وأصلح لنا آخرتنا التي إليها معادنا. اللهم اجعل الحياة زيادة لنا في كل خير، واجعل الموت راحة لنا من كل شر. يا حي يا قيوم برحمتك نستغيث فأصلح لنا شأننا كله. اللهم لا تكلنا إلى أنفسنا طرفة عين ولا إلى أحد من الناس يا رب العالمين. اللهم إنا نسألك علما نافعا ورزقا واسعا وشفاء من كل داء، ونسألك الغنى عن الناس يا رب العالمين. اللهم إنا نعوذ برضاك من سخطك وبمعافاتك من عقوبتك، وبك منك لا نحصي ثناء عليك أنت كما أثنيت على نفسك، عز جارك وجل ثناؤك ولا إله غيرك. اللهم إنا نسألك من الخير كله عاجله وآجله ما علمنا منه وما لم نعلم، ونعوذ بك من الشر كله عاجله وآجله ما علمنا منه وما لم نعلم، نسألك من كل خير سألك منه عبدك ونبيك محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم، وأعوذ بك من كل شر استعاذك منه عبدك ونبيك محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم. نسألك الجنة وما قرب إليها من قول وعمل، ونعوذ بك من النار وما قرب إليها من قول وعمل. اللهم انصر الإسلام وعز المسلمين، اللهم انصر دينك وكتابك وعبادك الصالحين. اللهم من أراد الإسلام والمسلمين بخير فوفقه إلى كل خير، ومن أراد الإسلام والمسلمين بشر فرد كيده إلى نحره يا رب العالمين. اللهم إنا نسألك فعل الخيرات وترك المنكرات وحب المساكين، وإذا أردت بعبادك فتنة فاقبضنا إليك غير فاتنين ولا مفتونين. اللهم رضنا وارض عنا وعافنا واعف عنا. اللهم ارحم موتانا واشف مرضانا وأهلك أعداءنا وانصرنا على أنفسنا يا رب العالمين وأرحم الراحمين. اللهم زدنا من فضلك ولا تنقصنا، اللهم أعزنا ولا تذلنا، اللهم كن لنا ولا تكن علينا برحمتك وفضلك وكرمك يا أكرم الأكرمين وأرحم الراحمين. وصلى اللهم على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم. Mansoor, can you turn the fan to off, please?